Hello, my name is Anthony Long, and I will be presenting my informative speech for Liberty University Communications 101. I'd like to introduce my crowd. First, mother-in-law Brenda, my wife Stacy, she's holding my youngest little girl Amelia, and my father-in-law Bob. I'd like to thank each of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to listen to my speech today. I'll be presenting information about engineering as a career choice and how engineers enable us to live in a better world by enhancing human life, showing compassion for fellow man, and creating sustainability, which are all God's values. Albert Einstein once said, "Scientists investigate that which already is. Engineers create that which has never been." My speech will cover some of the career fields, educational requirements, job opportunities, and outlook for engineering professionals, and how a career in engineering can support God's plan for all of us. Most engineers are specialized in a particular field. Today we will review a few of the 17 engineering specialties covered in the federal government's Occupational Classification System, or SOC. First, we'll touch on agricultural engineers and how they utilize technology and science to enhance our use of biological resources, which is why sometimes they're referred to as biological engineers. They strive to enhance and develop ways to improve our growing and processing of agricultural products and ways to help with soil and water conservation. Biomedical engineers, on the other hand, combat medical and health-related issues through engineering principles and practices. Biomedical engineers develop medical devices to enhance and save lives, such as artificial organs and prosthetics. Now, environmental engineers utilize principles of biology and chemistry to solve environmental problems. Environmental engineers are not only concerned with issues on the worldwide scale, but on the local level as well, such as air pollution, waste disposal, and public health issues. Through studies, quality control checks, as well as scientific data, they try to protect the wildlife around us, find the causes and solutions to acid rain and ozone depletion. Next, we'll talk about the education, training, and qualifications to work as a licensed engineer. Bachelor's degree is required for most all entry-level positions, but a graduate degree is required for most research positions. All 50 states have license requirements to work as an engineer with the public. The licenses require 2 examinations, work experience, and a degree from an ABET accredited engineering school. Now you're aware of the fields and the education, let's talk about the future of engineering. Engineering on the whole is supposed to grow at 11% over the 2008-2018 decade, which is on average with all occupational growth. The blue represents agricultural engineers, which is supposed to grow at 12% over that decade. Green for environmental engineers, which goes up to 32%. Both those pale in comparison to biomedical engineers, which is expected to grow at 72% over that 10-year span. Federal government's mean annual salary for starting engineers ranges from $81,000 to $127,000. That makes engineers some of the highest paid starting salaries of anyone with a bachelor's degree. When you think of engineers, you automatically think of someone who designs and builds bridges, but there's so much more than that. They give hope to a patient with a new heart valve, or the Marine who lost his leg in an explosion who just got a new prosthetic. They come up with new ways to produce bigger and more bountiful crops to feed hungry people in poor countries, and environmental engineers help protect our earth. In all these ways, engineers strive to support God's plan to help fellow man. In all these things I have shown you that by working hard in this way, we must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus. How he said himself, "It is more blessed to give than receive." That comes from the Holy Bible, Acts 20:35. Again, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to explore engineering as a career field, the educational requirements, outlook, and how they support God's values. Remember, no matter what career field you're in, You can always put God's plan in it to help your fellow man. Thank you.
Very good.